Hi, my name is Matin Akbari, and this is my future in firefighting. A little bit about myself. My name, again, is Matin Akbari. I enjoy sports, art, and literature. To be more specific, I enjoy soccer. I played ever since I was a kid. It gives me the most joy out of every sport. For art, I enjoy drawing, it's my favorite thing, and when it comes to literature, I enjoy reading, watching movies, and TV shows, as you do. The organization I chose is the IAFF. It's the largest union for firefighters in both Canada and the United States. Their goal is to make sure that every firefighter feels safe, secure with their job, and are paid what they are owed. And for the certification, I chose FPF190N Level L certification. This certification is the bare minimum certification a firefighter will need to either continue their journey throughout learning firefighting or to become a firefighter, but it's very highly recommended to continue yourself after this course. And I chose this course, this certification, mainly because I believe that a strong base can help you attain whatever goal you need, and this will give you a strong base to keep going throughout your firefighting career. The key terms of firefighting. I chose firefighting specialties and typical and potential tasks. For firefighting specialties, I chose 3 of the main ones, but there are others. I chose hazmat response, technical rescues, and rapid interview crew, the RIC. For hazardous response, anything that you require a hazmat suit, if there's any hazardous material, anything in the air that if it gets on your skin or you breathe in could cause harm to you, this is the specialty you'll need. In order to keep yourself safe and everyone around you safe. It's not just wearing a hazmat suit, it's actually what you should do in one of those situations, making sure everybody conducts themselves in the safest way possible. For technical rescues, it's any rescue that a firefighter will need, and no matter how obscure it is. If you specialize in technical rescues, you will have to go through, like if someone's trapped in a wheat silo, or if they got a car accident, or anything that you required to rescue someone, even in a burning building, you'll use these skills in order to do it in the safest way possible. And for the rapid interview crew, it's get in the building as fast as possible. You guys are the first line of defense. In a situation of someone's trapped in a building, you're trying to get in, make sure your team can get in easily, and extract the person. They're also responsible for breaking anything that the team requires to get into, like any soft surface, mainly like drywall, glass, and doorways. For typical and potential tasks, it's just the philosophy that in firefighting, there's no set task what you have to do. Every day will be different depending on what emergencies happen. You will either have to go save someone from a burning building. If there's no emergencies, you'll be going throughout your entire facility or fire station and making sure everything in the building works as intended and does not malfunction in any way. Sprinkler systems and how they can help you as a firefighter. Sprinkler systems, just knowing the different types of systems will help you navigate buildings, and if you know that a specific system is in a specific building, and if that system doesn't work for some reason, or if that system did not work because if it's for example a dry system, and the latch opened up and no one closed it, no matter how much air you pump in it, it's not going to have any pressure, so the system will not work. And for fire suppression, knowing that in an event that fire does occur, you know that early fire suppression will buy you some time to get to the building and rest yourself at ease and make sure you're ready for the task at hand. Code consulting. I chose the two main codes that every fire, whatever industry you're in firefighting, like in fire prevention or protection, you'll need to know these codes because they will help you navigate through buildings, navigate yourself in a fire, and not like know where the exits are. For example, if you're on the second floor of a building and you know, okay, there's an exit over there, so due to the fire code, there's an exit. There should be an exit over closer to me over here, so I can exit the building faster. Fire alarm systems. For the terms, I chose zones and control units. Control units allow you to control the fire alarms, knowing that exactly where they are, and the zones further help you navigate and know exactly where the fire is in the building. Insurance risk management, site evaluation, and fire investigation. Site evaluation is just knowing what's going on in the site, what happened, what will happen, like what could happen throughout the building. If you've noticed something that could be harmful to someone, it's even more harmful during a fire. So you should be more aware of that during a rescue, especially as a firefighter. And fire investigation, knowing what happened after the fire's already been put out to help the police or whoever understand why the fire started and help the community by making sure that that building doesn't get caught on fire the same way again. Fire inspection. I chose for the terms public education and fire protection equipment inspection. I chose public education because as a firefighter, half your job is communicating to your community what they should do in a fire or how to prevent fires, so you don't have to go and save them from a fire that they could have prevented themselves. And equipment inspection is, again, while you're at the station, you have to check all your equipment. If you're very good at that, none of your equipment will ever act like you don't know it will. So everybody will be 100% safe, and it'll help you throughout your job, knowing for a fact that your equipment will work. And yeah. For my fire, I chose the Horse River fire from 2016. The Horse River fire was a devastating fire that happened in Matin Akbari, Alberta, and Canada, of course, in 2016. It's a huge fire that caused over 80,000 people to be evacuated from their homes and businesses, and it's the most destructive forest fire, in Alberta's history. It destroyed most of the ecosystem before the fire was under control, and the impact on my career, of course, as a firefighter, if we were so unlucky to have a forest fire even this size or smaller or even bigger, we will have to go and start trying to control the fire, make sure it doesn't get as bad, hopefully, as this tragic fire did. Stages of fire. Well, there's 4 stages of fire typically. There's ignition, growth, fully developed, and decay. For ignition, it's a newborn fire that just started. It doesn't stay in this state for long, but in this state, it is the weakest fire and has not done any damage yet. Growth is the second stage, which happens almost immediately after the first stage, and it's just the fire growing, consuming all the fuel it can, and until it becomes fully developed, where it consumed everything and it's using all the fuel available to ignite itself. It's at full power. It's not going to get any stronger from this, but it's also the most dangerous. And for decay, it already burnt everything, so there's nothing left for it to burn, so it puts itself out. And yeah, knowing the stages of fire will help you determine what to do in a situation. For example, if you see that the fire is in the growth stage, your job will be trying to contain it and make sure it doesn't grow any further than it already has. And if it's in the fully developed stage, all you're trying to do is make sure that it stays at whatever part of the building it's in, or just trying to put it out as fast as possible so it doesn't burn or spread any further than the building it's in. Extinguishing methods. There's 4 main extinguishing methods for fires. There's removing the heat, removing the oxygen, removing the fuel, and inhibiting it with chemical reactions. Knowing how to put out fires is literally the bread and butter of every firefighter. You should know how to put out any fire that you see. If it's a grease fire, you know to take the air away. If it's a normal fire, you can either cool it off, take the air away, anything. Just make sure that you know your things on every type of fire and how to put them out individually. Definition of ethics. Ethics is a code of conduct that is used by one to decide one's own actions according to their own ideals. The most common code of ethics people use is to ensure that everything they do does not negatively affect themselves or anybody else. Ethics in firefighting. As a firefighter, you want to show everybody that you can ethically save them, make sure they don't get injured more than they have to when you're saving them, making sure you treat everybody with respect, making sure that everybody feels safe when you're around, and make sure that you live up to the hype of a firefighter so that when they're in the building, because they will be under shock, that you'll have to be able to treat them, have to make sure they're okay, and these ethics will help you guide yourself to make sure that everybody you save believes that you've done it in the most ethical way possible and they're happy what you've done. One more thing about the last slide, ethics in firefighting. If you do not proceed with the ethics of a firefighter, you will be subject to a lawsuit and you'll be stripped from your position as a firefighter if you get a severe, or if it happens enough times that they can say you're a problem, you cannot work ethically, and you will lose your position as a firefighter. Importance of EDI, equality, diversity, and inclusion. As firefighters, you're supposed to save everybody, no matter their race, their gender, whatever it may be. You need to treat everybody the same. You cannot use your own biases against others. You cannot just refuse to save someone because they're a certain gender or race or whatever. You have to be able to make sure everybody around you is treated the same, and you proceed everything in the same way for everybody, no matter how annoying, how your own prejudices are. You have to put them aside and make sure everybody feels ethically safe around you, connecting itself with ethics. Again, if you do not follow this, you could be subject of a lawsuit and potentially revocation of your license. The UN Sustainability Goals. There are 12 goals from the UN from 2015 for their goals to be achieved by 2023. Not 2023, sorry. 2030. Not 12, 17 goals. The 17 goals are no more poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitization, affordable clean energy, economic growth, industry, innovation, and innovation, reduce inequality, sustainable communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below the water, life on land, peace and justice, and partnership in working towards these goals. I believe that as a firefighter, I could help economic growth because with a firefighter's job being prevention of fires and protection against fires, we will be able to save more buildings. We will be able to save more buildings, thus having the buildings that the government decides to build actually add on to the amount of homes that are available, causing the prices of houses to go down, giving more leeway for economic growth. These are my references. My career rationale, I chose firefighting because I believe it'll push me both mentally and physically into becoming the greatest firefighter I can. I also chose firefighting because it interests me most of all the options, and I feel like it'll challenge me the most again. And I also chose firefighting again because I feel like it'll help me with my self-growth and becoming the best person that I can be. Typical duties as a firefighter. As I said before, there aren't really typical duties that a firefighter should do because they should be always ready for anything, because an emergency can happen at any time of the day, any time of the night, at any time again. And even if there's no fires, you're going to be working around your station. If that could be classified as typical duties, I wouldn't really, because at any point you could just stop your duty and go off to have to rescue someone from a fire, crash, or anything. So I don't believe there are typical duties for a firefighter. I just believe that there's a set of tasks that if a firefighter has time to do, they should go do it. And those tasks could be anything from making sure equipment works, making sure the fire truck is gassed, works properly, has enough water for whatever they need, and making sure the fire truck is fully loaded for everything that you could need in an emergency. Dream employment. I chose Bruce Power because I believe that the training program will help me achieve the goal of becoming, again, mentally stronger, physically stronger, and a better firefighter. They prioritize safety first. They also have a very experienced team of firefighters that will help me grow even faster, and learning from them will be a great experience. For ranking the other careers, I would go fire inspection first, then I would go insurance risk manager. Then I would go sprinklers, code consultant, and alarms. I chose in this order because it's what interested me the most throughout the course. For the fire alarms, I'm not really good with loud noises, but I can handle them in a drier situation. But with fire alarms, I don't believe it interests me enough for me to pursue this topic. For code consultant, I see the merit in being able to sign off on buildings and everything, but I don't feel like it interests me enough to actually pursue it. For sprinklers, they're really good to know everything about them, especially as a firefighter. But again, it's number 3. It's the middle of the road. If I didn't have any other option, I would, but in my opinion, there are better options when it comes to firefighting. Insurance risk manager, I just feel like it's the most not well-paying, but you could have the most freedom in your work schedule, and you can also make sure that the community is safer by making sure that make sure you know that companies know the consequences of not having proper proper building safety and everything up to the fire codes, and giving them an incentive of less money having to pay is a good idea in my opinion. And fire inspection, I just feel like it'll be the most fun out of the other options. I believe going into burning buildings and trying to figure out what happened sounds like a cool mystery. So yeah, that's what I believe to be my second pick besides firefighter. This was my presentation. Thank you for listening.